Could I forgive a partner if she cheated? That's a tough question.
No, I cannot forgive a partner for cheating.
I think I can forgive it in my head. Not so sure if I could forgive it in my heart.
No, I don't think I could stay in the relationship if a partner had cheated.
It's not okay with us, and it's not going to happen.
You know what? I think it's circumstance. It's based on a case-by-case basis.
When Joe and I started dating, I told him I had a very low tolerance for cheating and that it was kind of a one strike and you're out deal. If it was just Joe and I would be gone. I wouldn't stick around through the cheating drama. But now that we have kids, that's the new dynamic.
So it's not just a question of forgiving, because I actually think I could forgive somebody. It's more a question of there would be a feeling of, man, that we're no longer who we've always been. It changes the dynamic.
It would be very hard for me to resume the same relationship. We may do the counseling or time and a lot of talking, but deep down it's just not going to be the same because I don't fully trust you, and I know that you felt it enough to not respect me enough to say, you know what, I can't do this. I want to try something else.
I think that I imagine that I would be able to forgive. I imagine that I would be able to intellectualize the reasons for what had happened and sort of seek to have an understanding on a brain level. I just think that the problem with cheating is that it erodes trust, and trust is a hard thing to get back.
I'm a forgiveful person. I forgive a lot, and being able to be honest in the beginning would kind of alleviate those problems.
I know it can be done because I've seen people do it. Could I do it? I feel like at this point, I feel like I could, because I feel like I'd have to. For the sake of myself, for the sake of my family, for the sake of a marriage.
I think it's really hard. I think I could forgive cheating in my head, intellectually. I could rationalize, we all get into situations where we make mistakes. And so I think I could rationalize the forgiveness in my head, but I don't know in my heart if I could ever really get past it. It would always be in the back of my mind.
When we first got together, me and my wife, we made it very clear on where we stood on this and made kind of a pact that if there was going to be any other humans or creatures involved in our lives sexually, that the other person would be present. Creatures being aliens or sea monsters or anything like that. So it's definitely not okay with me, the cheating thing.
Scott recently told me a story about a friend of his, and this really was a friend of his. It was not him. A friend of his who was in a band who, met a masseuse in the Midwest who was a little friendly and gave him a very cheery ending to that massage, so shall we say. And Scott was sitting around with a bunch of his friends who were all saying, oh, my wife would kill me if that happened. My wife would leave me if that happened. And Scott said, I'm not sure my wife would really give a darn if that happened. I mean, it's not like I wouldn't care, but would I leave my husband over something like that? No, I wouldn't.